Joe and Jen, it's Jeff and Jeremy at 622.
How pathetic can some people be?
And I really keep hoping that, like, the Britney Spears of the world are not real people. I hope they're a part of some government-funded conspiracy that's devised to divert our attention away from serious they don't want us to know about. Like if someone ran into the president's office and said, Mr. President, there's a housing crisis. The banks are in the toilet. What do we do? All right, we need a media diversion. Call in the slut squad. And they run in. There's a general just barking at him. All right, Lindsay Lohan, I need footage of you guy on a camera phone. I'm on it. All right. Brittany, I need you to shave your sniz and wag it around at a movie premiere. I don't think I can do that. Damn it, soldier, you knew this job was difficult when you took it. Now man up and lose those panties. All right, Paris Hilton, I need you to speak publicly.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
I just realized that's kind of dated, as all three of those really don't do anything celebrity-wise right anymore, you know?
Paris Hilton is a pretty big-time DJ to DJ's clubs. She starts at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
She starts at 4?
That's how big time she is.
That's a bad shift.
You have to wait till 4 a.m. No, that's the spot now.
What do you mean that's the spot?
People don't even go out anymore until like midnight.
Oh, really?
So by 4 a.m., that's when the prime hit comes on. She goes 4 to 6, and then, yeah. Club usually stays open until 8:30.
In the morning?
Probably in New York. I don't know. Wherever these clubs are. I don't go to them.
That's a terrible time to start working.
I get up at 4. Me. I don't start. So I guess I kind of start at 4, too.
Yeah. God, you would think, being an heiress to the Hilton fortune, that you'd be fine. You wouldn't have to work at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm guessing this must be passion-driven work.
Oh, really? That's why she's so good. We're giving away a cookbook today for Know the Show. It's called Dark Side of the Spoon. Look who's on the front.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons right there. Guess who's on the front of Dumbass of the Day today?
Can I guess? Let me do the old Johnny Carson. What was the character called?
The Amazing Carmack?
The Amazing Carmack. Who was the latest to get sexual harassment charges pressed against them?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just waiting for Gene. Forgot to bring him up on Friday when we were talking about who's next.
Yeah, he should be...
just totally obvious.
He did the move where... Okay, so what happened is there's a radio personality, a longtime radio personality in Los Angeles who is... said
Ellen Kay?
She does not want to be identified, and in the lawsuit, she's identified as Jane Doe.
I see.
But it says that she is a long-time rock radio personality.
Maybe it's Heidi from Heidi and Frank.
In Los Angeles.
I have no idea who it is, but...
I don't either. But do you know who it is?
I know they took over for Mark and Brian. That's all I know.
Is there a lot of women in L.A. rock radio?
I don't think so.
Anyway,
even though I know an old guy that got back into radio who's kind of dating a chick that's been in radio a long time, but she does nights because she's washed up.
She does nights?
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't probably at the San Manuel Casino back on November 1st.
The San Manuel Casino?
This is where the latest rock and brews restaurant has opened up, the San Manuel Casino. And he did the old move when she sits down for an interview. He took her hand and placed it on his thigh and held it there.
No.
And just stared at her. And then he tried. She pulled her hand away, and then he tried to grab it back from her as she was pulling it away to put it back there.
What a creep. What a weird creep.
Not only that, okay?
He's old and wrinkly and just gross now.
He's an old man.
I mean, he's always been gross, but for some reason, women were into it.
When he grabbed her hand the second time, he made a cooing sound.
How does that go? What's a cooing sound?
I don't know.
A coo.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's got to be the coo. Ooh. Ooh. He made a cooing sound and said, she must use lotion before making another sexual innuendo. So he grabbed her hand and go, ooh. You must use lotion before doing that again. By the way, Paul Stanley was in on this interview too, so this is all happening in front of Paul.
What do you think Paul Stanley's thinking?
He could probably get deposed in a if this goes to court. Then he, according to the longtime rock radio personality who goes by Jane Doe, and by the way, if I'm a rock radio personality that's a female in Los Angeles today, I'm changing my name to Jane Doe. But anyways, he struck her. He flicked her. Like, you flick somebody on the ear with your middle finger and your thumb. You flick them. He flicked her in her throat.
Oh, my God. That can't feel good.
I don't. Like that. Like that. Flicked her in her throat. And then provided some incoherent explanation for doing it after noticing the woman's shock. Like, what the hell are you doing, you creepy old bastard?
That's quite an apple you got there.
I hope not.
Ooh. Let me coo again.
The woman's attorney, Willie W. Williams, would not reveal where his client
Willie
worked.
Williams?
Willie Williams.
Willie Williams. Tonight, 5 o'clock.
The lawsuit identifies her as a longtime on-air personality for a local rock station. She filed the lawsuit because she wanted to make a strong statement that this behavior is unacceptable, and she wants to see an end to this type of behavior from rock stars. Following the November 1st interview, she did pose with him for a promotional photograph. And at that time, she says Gene Simmons reached towards her buttocks and touched it.
Did the Taylor Swift?
Yeah, but the reverse. It was the DJ doing it to the. This time it's the star doing it to the DJ.
Yeah, not the DJ doing it.
If Taylor Swift would have grabbed that guy's ass, then we probably wouldn't be sitting here today talking about Gene Simmons. She kept her composure, the lawsuit states, and discreetly moved away while her buttocks was being grabbed. They took the pictures, and she was invited to stick around by Gene Simmons, and she declined respectfully.
This guy has gotten away with this his entire life. And I don't understand it. I mean, I guess because he puts on makeup and he's in a rock band and he's got an authoritative voice. I don't get why women have let him get away with this for as long as he have, but he's got some kind of magic over people. But not this rock radio personality who wants to go by Jane Doe. Why not use your name? Why not step up and say, listen, I'm going to step up for all women that get assaulted by guys like this, and I don't know, that's weird.
I'm telling you, man, if I'm a program director in Los Angeles right now, I'm finding out who Jane Doe is, and I'm making her go by that name, and she is going to lead the morning show at my rock radio station. She goes from whatever she's doing, hanging out at the San Manuel Casino to talk to Gene Simmons, to being like the next, I don't know, who's big in radio down there? Who was the guys that were on forever down there?
Rick Dees?
No. She's the next Mark and Brian.
Yeah, Mark and Brian.
She's the next Mark and Brian.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because the times they are changing. And I'm glad she spoke up and said something, because, God, this cockroach needs to just go away.
He is a cockroach too, right? I mean, Shannon Tweed. Is it Shannon Tweed? Was it right? That's his wife, right?
Yeah.
Just have never understood why she stuck with that.
She is suing Rock and Brews Holdings, Inc., Rock and Brews LLC, Rock and Brews Franchising LLC, with allegations of sexual battery, gender violence, battery, and assault, among other allegations from Willie W. Williams law offices.
I wonder if anybody got this on video.
Is this going to be made into a Hallmark Christmas movie?
No, this would be a A&E courtroom special, like OJ.
And there's no casino. There's no San Bernardino Valley Casino for the holidays movie on the Hallmark.
No, I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm sure they're working on it.
Oh, man. Congratulations, Mr. Gene Simmons, you Jeff and Jeremy's.
Dumbass of the day. It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ. Rock.
We pick on Gene Simmons a little bit, but really he brings this on himself, right? But there
yeah. Whenever you do the move where you grab the woman, or when you take the woman's hand and then you place it on your thigh and you hold it there, and like she's like, "What are you doing?" And she's pulling away, and then you do it again. You go.
But
back,
yes, and he's violated women.
and then you flick a woman in the throat.
But is he other than that, is he a bad guy? I mean, he's not. Is that assault when you flick somebody in the throat? I was thinking about other
That's what
rock
she
stars.
is. She is claiming assault in the lawsuit for that motion right there.
Was Phil Spector? Was he accused of rape or murder? Murder. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's
And he pretty much got away with it, right? I mean, that was the consensus, the public consensus on that.
No, he's in prison still.
Oh, he is in prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still in prison.
So he's definitely
he did not get away with it. He tried to get away with it.
That's what it was. He tried to get away with it. And then what about Ted Nugent? Here's a guy who's dropped racial slurs against Asians and black people.
And presidents
and presidential candidates, because he said some choice things about Hillary Clinton, as well as women. All right. So, and I'm not saying, listen, that, all these guys, great musicians, right? But I'm just saying D-bags. How about Morrissey? Guy didn't play a show here because it was too cold. Plus, he's been known to do stuff like this.
I can't include him in because I know what you're doing, and I've already started. I wanted to build a poll question around this, and it says, "Who is rock's biggest dirt bag?" And I don't know that Morrissey can be considered a dirt bag. I mean, he could be considered a rock star.
What about Axl Rose?
Rock.
How many people has Axl Rose screwed over? I know he screwed us over. He screwed people that listen to this radio station over when we gave away not one, but tickets to 2 different shows that he was supposed to do and canceled them both.
How about Dave Grohl? Everything that he's done. I'm just kidding. A lot of sarcasm in that one.
Okay. How about Dave Grohl? I'm sure there's others that we're leaving out. 543-3693.
What about Vince Neil? I mean,
what's wrong with Vince Neil? What, a couple DUIs?
Well, I mean, he killed the guy in the first.
It was an accident. It was an accidental death.
No, it wasn't. He was racing around the canyons of
But I mean, he didn't mean to kill someone. What was it ruled? Was it ruled manslaughter, or was it?
It was the band that was going to go on tour with him. He grabbed the lead singer, said, "Come with me. We're going to the liquor store."
Yeah,
and it ended up killing him. That's pretty gnarly. And then got off on the DUI. Loophole at the time.
You got Axl?
I got Axl on there.
543-3693. You can call or text, by the way.
I got Gene Simmons, Phil Spector. I don't know.
Phil Spector is a murderer. How do you not include him?
What about Michael Jackson? Well, I'm just saying.
Well, what about Michael Jackson? He hasn't been convicted of anything. There was no proof of anything that he did wrong.
Is he rock? Is he rock though? I mean, I consider him rock. I consider Michael Jackson rock.
He was pop rock.
But he was rock.
But back in the day,
is Michael Jackson the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Therefore,
he is Madonna.
He is rock.
Is she rock?
But Michael Jackson, what he's accused of is the dirtbaggiest of dirtbaggiest. And we talked with Kurt Loder once on this radio program. It was widely spread by TMZ. And
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And he said, without a doubt, in his mind, as much time as he spent around Michael Jackson in the 80s and 90s covering rock news for MTV, he thought that, yes, indeed, he was a pedophile. So, I mean, that's dirtbag. That's dirtbag level right there. I mean, with all this stuff that we're coming up with on these other people, Phil Spector killed somebody. Vince Neil killed somebody. Michael Jackson molested kids. Come on. That makes what Gene Simmons did at the San Manuel Casino seem like nothing.
But he should still be on there because we know he's a douchebag for a long time. He's always disrespected women. And he'll say he hasn't, but he has. I mean, you can disrespect people in different ways. It doesn't just have to be, physically. 543-3693 are the numbers to get through right now. I'm going to see if I can find that soundbite from Kurt Loder because I remember that blew us away. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, he said unequivocally.
Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hold on a second. I got to hit a button.
Chris?
Go ahead.
For info. Am I there?
Yeah, you're here. You're on now. Sorry, friend.
All right. Vince Neil did 1.5 years in prison for killing that guy. That was involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, see, but Jeff thinks he got away with murder on that, but it wasn't like he was trying to kill the guy. It was an accident.
No,
did Vince Neil serve time, though? Something tells me that he did not serve time.
All right. He says that he served a year and a half, Jeff. You have to look it up. You can weigh in, Dirtbag Rock Stars. I know we play rock stars here, but 543-3693. They're not all nice.
Earlier, that guy called up and said that Vince Neil spent a year and a half in prison, which was absolute hogwash. I had to look it up when he said that because I was like, there's no way Motley Crue would have survived if Vince Neil had to go to prison. It's not like when you go to prison, they're like, okay, you can go out and do tours and rock concerts and then come back. You know, there's no work release program or nothing that would allow you to be the front man for a rock and roll band. Moron.
Only in a perfect world.
He served half of a 30-day jail sentence. Okay, meaning he went to jail for 2 weeks, not 1.5 years prison.
Where do people get these facts? They just randomly call in, and then you check them on it because you have nothing else to do but sit here in front of your computer and then call them out.
But here's the thing, okay? Because
that's why the guy hung up. Remember, he hung up quick. He was like, boom, I'm out. Drive by.
The guy he killed, the guy that Vince Neil killed in the accident, and what brought upon the manslaughter charges, Nicholas Dingley. He was the drummer for the band Hanoi Rocks, who subsequently said, it's hard for us to move on after this tragedy. We're going to have to break up the band afterwards. So they weren't able to move on without a drummer. And, Motley Crue was able to move on because Vince Neil was only in prison, or not even in prison, in jail for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Dee Snider was writing about it. He's like, I don't understand how the guy only went to jail for 2 weeks for vehicular manslaughter, and the two people in the van that was hit during the accident, they were crippled for life as a result of Vince Neil's actions when he went out drinking and driving. 0.17 is what he blew.
Well, hopefully they got money out of him since he had it.
He has had to pay $2.6 million in restitution over time.
Wow.
For the accident.
That young man that hit my stepfather last year at this time. Matter of fact, what is today? It was today. A year ago today, and put him in the hospital and almost killed him, but he's okay, and he's made almost a full recovery. But he had to serve 90 days in jail, and he just put somebody in the hospital. I mean, there's guys that serve way worse than 2 weeks. Do you think because he was a rock star he got off?
Yeah, in fact, that's what Dee Snider wrote about in this article. I should post this on our social media with ultimateclassicrock.com. He said people were totally cool at the time with Vince Neil causing all this death and destruction because they were like, oh yeah, that's right, man. It's rock and roll, man. That's the rock and roll.
Throw up the whores, man. Yeah.
That's the rock and
Crew.
Roll. That's the rock and roll.
Yeah,
lifestyle.
let's down a fifth of Jack.
And Dee Snider's like, weird. That doesn't make sense. Come on.
It became a...
he's a murderer.
Like, not a popular lifestyle, but it was like accepted because of popular culture.
That's why it was the decade
at the time.
Decade of decadence.
All right, we'll come back. We got a few more people that want to weigh in. We're talking about who is rock's biggest dirtbag, not D-bag, douchebag. Either way, you pick. This all starts because Gene Simmons, finally the allegations have come out publicly against him sexually harassing a woman. He's our dumbass of the day today. If you missed that, it'll be in the podcast.
Where you take the hand and you place, you grab the woman by the hand and then place her hand on your thigh.
On your inner thigh.
And then you hold it there. You hold it there. Like, ladies, has that move ever worked on you?
Yeah, I would love to know who that was. As a guy, if a woman grabs our hand and puts it on their thigh, go to work every time. At least 9 out of 10 times. Doesn't happen the other way. That's
welcome to the interview. Here, let me shake your hand. Okay, I'm just going to slap it right here and hold it there for you uncomfortably.
Biggest rock star D-bag. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was going to mention Gary Glitter.
Oh, yes. Okay, Gary Glitter convicted of what, child porn? And molesting children?
Yeah, in Cambodia, all over there, hitting up the kids. And
wait.
Totally forgot about Gary
Are you
Glitter.
telling me the guy is a sick pervert that knew that to try to get away with it, he went to another, third world country?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
swing around those little kids a little bit, so they caught him again.
Oh, that's so gross.
And all
Super
anybody knows what Gary Glitter's for is that no 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 hey song.
That's a great song, though.
And
It was a great song,
and it
but
sucks
that doesn't mean you get to bang little boys.
I know.
Oh, God.
So you
Thanks.
you ruin your legacy because every time I hear that song, I think, oh, the guy that recorded this song is.
I wish you wouldn't have called in. I didn't even know that, and I love that song. I just sometimes that's I just listen to it driving around. It gets me fired up to come to work some mornings.
You could never go to a hockey game again because that's where they always play.
So he went to Cambodia where the kids run around naked already. It's like National Geographic over there, right?
Well, no.
It's like the Bushmen of the Kalahari.
No, the problem
and he just
is
took advantage of these naked little
underage
kids running around.
prostitution is the problem, and that's what he was going over there taking advantage of, and they found all kinds of ties to child pornography on his computers and all kinds of bad stuff. Oh man, that guy! You know what? I think he's going to get my vote because I remember the details of that case now that he called in with that. Not pretty. Remember a long time ago. It was back in like 2003. Pete Townsend was brought up on child pornography charges, and the reason he said, and the British police launched a 4-month investigation into Pete Townsend as why what was going on.
I don't remember this at all.
Child porn.
I don't remember
Pete Townsend of the Who.
Yeah,
and he said he was downloading the child porn to prove that the banks were accepting funds for child pornography and some research he was doing. I was trying to prove that credit card companies were taking money for child porn websites. That's what he told the Today Show back in 2012. I didn't enter a website. I didn't look at any images. A couple of us were campaigning, and we gave it up in the end because it seemed so futile. But he claims the reason why he downloaded child porn was to expose the British banks for accepting the funds and basically supporting child porn. And that was enough.
Jeez.
To get him off on those child pornography charges that he had been brought up on. That seems a little suspect, doesn't it? Is Pete Townsend a creep?
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good.
But he got off on the charges, and nothing has been made of it since. This happened back in 2003.
If he was, it may sound suspicious, it may look bad, but it may not be.
Oh. How do you tell that's your defense? Well, I bought it, yes, but I didn't look at the website and I didn't look at any images. We were just doing it to show that the banks were accepting money for child pornography. Come on, man. Really?
Is it okay to like this song if he did all this activity after he released it?
No.
If he wasn't a sick bastard when he produced it?
You could like this song if you want to like this song. That's cool. I have a tough time. Bringing myself around to supporting anything Gary Glitter does.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
how about that drummer from Judas Priest? He was giving drum lessons sodomizing them.
All right. I didn't know about this.
Drummers.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Those drummers.
Jeez. What was Gary Glitter's favorite musical note?
Is this like some kind of bad joke, out of taste joke?
Can you just answer it? Do you know? Do you know or not? Was
the
it
one where he goes, hey?
No, it was A minor.
It's terrible.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.